Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and I'm coming back with another page of this lovely album. We're going to start on this will be page 3 because there's 4 signatures, but this will be actually be 1, 2, this will be page 5. So we've got another 5, 6, 7, 8, and then it should be done. I have 2 more of these beautiful inserts, which I will decorate once I know, because by the time they're sealed in a 1/2 inch, they will stick out a little bit further, just like that. I think the black and white contrast is lovely. Again, this is going to go in this one. We'll add some designer series, even if it's just strips, and use these as collages. So I'm wanting roughly, yeah, about that much sticking out, but this is not the page I'm working. This is the page I'm working on. So I've cut myself some white cardstock. This measures, and you need 2. These measure 8 by 4.5. So I've got 2 of those, and I've got a fair few of these. I'm not sure how many roughly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 10. I've got 10 of those. So that's going to hold 26 by 4 pictures. Because these are cut at 7.25, and they've all been scored at 1 inch. So they're going to be 6.25 by 4.25. So you'll hold a 6 by 4 without any cropping down whatsoever. And I've scored them all 1 inch, and I've alternated them because we are going to do like I did with the zigzag. Do you remember I said in the last video I did a zigzag? But we're literally going to glue them on top of each other, one at one flap and then one at another flap. And we're going to have this huge zigzag pull out. So let's just I'm not burnishing them roughly, and I'm just doing them one way, one another way. So where the bubble is, fold the opposite. So where the bubble is, fold the opposite, because otherwise you'll end up breaking your cardstock. So where you've pushed that crease in, fold it over, and you just need these done loosely. There we go. With these, we're going to grab our score tool, and I'm going to score this at 3/8 of an inch and 3/4 of an inch, and both cards. So 3/8 and 3/4. That's it. Simple. We're going to fold along those score lines. So I want a good 1/4 inch gap. This is the section we're going to glue down, and we're going to try and keep it in the center, leveled up, and we're going to do exactly the same with this one. So we've got that nice scoop across there. So when we put those together, we've got that bulk for all these pages to go on. So let's find some cardstock. That is a little bit too small. Let's see what we've got laying around. I'm going to need my score tool. So I love this. It's got parcels on, and whoever receives this could get some blending tools and just buff this up so you can see the parcels. But I'm just going to cut this 9 7/8. I have put a new blade on by 7 5/8 because it's 7 3/4. Lovely to make pockets. If I'm going to put that against there, if I like the look, I'm going to keep it. Got a nice tiny little border all the way around. That's perfect. It's giving me white. Love that. Just making sure that my cardstock is lined up beautiful. Perfect. Let's glue that down. And because I'm using a white background, you will see the white in here, but once I've laid the strip down, I'm going to add another piece of black cardstock so you've got a final photo in the bottom. So you won't see those flaps. I'll just try to stay as close to the edges as possible because I don't want my edges to come up, and I'm literally just scraping it all over the place. Perfect. So let's line this up. So working in this bottom corner, work my way up. Make sure I've got an even coating all around. And then I can work on my cardstock and that glue, spread it all out. I'm loving this little white frilly edge. I think it's a Martha Stewart punch, I'm not sure. It's this one. Oh no, it's Vasine Creations. I think she works, I think Martha Stewart, it's the same brand. Don't quote me, I'm just thinking it is, because a lot of those dyes I've seen like that are that colour, and everyone that I've heard say is said, oh, it's a Martha Stewart punch. Right, now I'm looking, and I'm going to turn that round. Luckily, because my presents now are on the right way round, so I'm going to put that in there. That was a close call. That will stick out because we are going to seal the bottom with a 1/2 inch, which is on our spine. I mean, you don't have to add this yet until you've actually put your pages in, and then you can crop them down according. But that is on there, nice and solid. So, I've got some tape here. This is too wide. I'm going to add tape. I think I may get 2 strips, but I'm going to add a little splash of glue as well, because I know I'll have extra security. So let's just peel that off. Get that suck-wang tape on there. And don't go over the score line. Perfect, so I've got double strength. Again, peel this off. And I'm going to fold the top end, and I'm going to turn. So let's see what we've got. 11. And that goes to 20. 11 that side. So we're roughly in the middle. I want a tiniest bit of glue. It just helps with a bit of wiggle space. And I want this. I'm going to say, let's pop my other one there just to be on the side as a guide. I'm going to make sure. And then I'm going to come in roughly there. keep that as straight as possible. Grab my little glue. Do you know, I've just had a shower, and yet how do I end up covered in so much glue? So we've got our 3/8 of an inch now on there. Let me just make sure that's level. Oh, lovely. So this will give us our bulk. So now when I add this piece, I know I can lay that flat all the way up to that stretch score line without going over. And I can just fold that flat. And again, I could even push it all the way up to there. And then push that down. We'll see. No, I'm going to take it to there. So again, I'm going to add some tape. So don't go over the score line. I think I might have put my finger in the black ink off this little stamp. Pokey tool. Take away the backing, give myself another line. And we're having glue as well. Double strength. Perfect. And my tool doesn't stick to that because this is Teflon as well. And again, just a little squirt glue. So now fold this edge over. Don't get glue on everything. Line that up onto our card base. And then making sure that's nice and flat, and then we can just push that down. Look at that, make sure it's lined up, and while we've got that wiggle space, and again I'm using black cardstock whereas I normally use white. So this is the way this is going to open, and we've got our 3/8 of an inch, which will give us our fold over. That is perfect. I know there's an inch difference. We're going to add magnets, but let's just check the distance. That is beautiful. We've got these so they're just in between. So I'm going to grab myself some black cardstock first. And my first piece is, I'm going to do that 4 3/8 by a 7 5/8. So let's get this. Let's take that 4 3/8 by 7 3/4. Let's just do that because we can always take a trim off. Perfect little photo mat, so don't throw that. Because we want it to come in there and in there, I need to take that down just a fraction. So keeping that along there, I'm going to literally take an 1/8 of an inch off, tiny little sliver. And that is going to go I'm literally going to take the tiniest little sliver off this piece as well, and I mean tiny. It's like that much, tiny. So that works out now 7 5/8. So I'm going to glue this down. I'm going to leave the top open so we can slide something in the top. Just line that up. So you've got beautiful photo space there as well. That is so cute. Now I need to check if I glue that on there. It's slightly smaller, but you won't see it with the, that's perfect. That will open up. So you can still get a 6 by 4 photo. So now I'm going to glue each end right on the edge, giving myself about a fifth, about a 1/16 of an inch top and bottom, and then this one will get glued on here on the end, but these are all now exactly the same width, so we make sure that is glued right along there. So just fold it back. Because we've got it perfectly lined up, just lay that down and give that a rub. 2 secs. Sorry ladies, for you. That's just excess, we can get rid of that. And then our photo, this will have a strip of paper, this will have a strip of paper, and I think, oh no, it's all going to come out like a concertina. So again, we need to line this section all the way up to there, and then pull this back. Just smear that down, making sure it's all lined up. So when we open these, we're going to be left with decoration just on these little strips, and photo. You will have a 4 by 5 photo. That is 5 1/4 by 4 1/4. So you'll have a 5 by 4 and a 6 by 4 photos, and you'll have enough space only to trim them down to the 5, and you'll still have a little black border all round. And you can add as many of these as you want. You could make your strips 1/2 inch and give yourself 1/2 inch. But we've all had waterfall cards, we've had you know, where they've opened up flap, and now we're going to have these absolute concertina pull out. so your card stands up and you can see them from both angles. Lots of space, and we'll still have the height to cross these over. We could have put ribbons down. So again, you line up from the bit you just glued, so you know it's bang on. Pull this back and glue. It will be the easiest concertina zigzag pull out album ever. And just literally folding it over, you can get rid of any excess glue. You make sure they're perfectly lined up. My little spout is going crazy. Look, it's spurting out glue. There we go. It's because it just flapped and fell on the floor. So let me put my wands out the way. So we glue and then we line up. You can't misjudge it then because it's already lined up. You don't need a mega amount, just as long as it keeps those flaps down. I've ordered 2 new batteries for my camera. Flipping it. I've literally charged these last night. Come to put them on. So always use the flap that's folded. So we've glued that side. Now we're going to line up this side. So it's perfect. It's perfect at top and sides. And we're not just stuck with 6 or 4x4 photos. We have got 6x4, 5x4, and the back one is a 7x4.5. So easy to trim a nice 7x5 photo down to fit the bottom one. And with less space at the top to fit in some tags. Oh, look, you're building up the height without having to put all that stress on. That is lush. Once our magnets are in place, these will into perfect place. You could add one on your mat. So let's line this up. Let's just check we're still going in the right way. There we go. Yes. Oh my goodness. Wow. Look at all these photo spaces. Absolutely perfect. So again, line this up, making sure your sides are level. Add some glue. Make sure it's bounced down. Where's my glue? Just check that they're not sticking together. You don't want to open it too soon. Give that time to adhere down. How many more? We've got another 2 more. I have some cute little photo mats, so I'm going to add that one on there. And at the back page, where we've pulled this all out, I have left space to tuck in a couple of these little photo mats down here. We got a couple of 4x4s. We can add them side by side. So even more photo space. You could get more. I'm just loving it. So we need attach this. Just make sure it's all perfectly lined up. Side by side, top and bottom. Lay that over. That's so perfect. Oh, lovely. So let's just do our last one. Again, line this up. How easy. I know you can line up with your waterfalls like we did, just with the rim, but this is foolproof. You literally put it over the top. You're going to squeeze it together to make sure your sides are in. And then just add your glue. Perfect. You can't go wrong. It's in, it's done, it's dusted. And because now these, like I'm saying, will fit over the way, we've got you could carry on, you could add more, but by the time you've bulked it out with your photographs, I think you're gonna have a lovely little spread. Let's see if my little gold strips, they're not quite long enough. Never mind, I can always cut some more. No, definitely. So we're going to decide to put a magnet in there. I can put I even put a magnet in that one as well. Where are my magnets? So 1, 2, 3. You don't have to. You can literally just put them there. I think I will actually, just to save on magnets. So let's grab our tape. And let's make sure we've got our side grab some more tape. Perfect. Right, we want to line this up, so pinch these two pieces of cardstock together. Then press down. And we've got that. I just burnish that down. Let's just have a look. That seems a bit lower. I think it may just be from this burnishing. That's much better. Yay! We've got our cardstock stood up. It's not too bulky neither. It's not too bulky. Definitely love it. Now we need some cardstock. I've got these gorgeous little Christmas trees. I am loving this. These are super. May just put it on the first page and have some strips down the second. Let's just measure that. This is, whoa, 7 1/4. So I'm going to use 7 1/8 by 4 1/8. So let's do our 4 1/8. Let's just check before we cut. You know what I'm like? I think I did 4 1/2. Yeah, I did 4 1/2. So let's do 4 3/8. Perfect. And let's do 7 1/8. Perfect. Cute little cardstocks. Let's add that on there. That is cute, 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 cute. Love that. Just literally covered myself in glue. Let's see if we can twist this light a bit. Perfect. So I'm going to line this up. I'm going to open that flap just whilst I add my cardstock, my DSP even. Oh, that's lined up beautiful. That's so cute. Love that. Why do I... That's alright, but we're going to take the tape off here and add some paper. So let's decide on this side. If I add, because that is 7 1/4, so if I add a 1-inch strip, let's turn it upside down. Let's just see what we've got. Perfect, I'm going to add that. Was never meant to cover up this magnet. Perfect. And we need, I'm going to cut another 1-inch strip. I want the tree in there, so I'm not going to get it. Get that 1/2 inch off and cut another 1 inch. At least I'm getting some of the black in. Perfect. This then is going on this side. Now my magnet is just not quite there, so I'm going to add this side. Perfect. Making sure we got the distance equal, top and bottom. And now I did have some black photo mats. Let's just use a piece of this. So it's 6 1/4. Let's do 6 1/8. By 4 3/8. Let's cut quite a bit of us. Let's cut that off a little bit. 6 1/8. See, it's not quite, so if I do that to there, let's check that. Because my cardstock was a little bit off. That's perfecto. Take off our backing tape. Love it. because this is going to be a flap that's open, perfect. Again, can be used for a photo. I want to try and get this finished for when Lola comes. She's coming. Oh, look at that. Maybe I should have had the black strip there and the white there, but I'm going to see if I've got any more of this. Let's have a nosy nose. I do. Again, let's do this. 4 3/8. Making sure my cardstock's pushed all the way up. And 7 1/8. Now let's just measure, because we've already put an inch, so we need this to be 6 1/8. Of course we do, Gaynor. How did you forget? You just cut it. Let's check this section. That is perfect. Again, let's remove our backing tape. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to push the tape down all the way around this magnet so I know it's encased and it's not baggy and there's no air bubbles. I think I may need to order some stronger magnets. These are good with thin paper, but when you've got nice thick designer service paper like this, I think this is something like 220 GSM. So again, I'm just going to line that up with my paper. So it's lined up top and bottom. And we got our white border. Love it. And again, photo space, because these are black, tons and tons and tons of photo space. So we have literally, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 spaces, 22, 23, 20, 25 spaces, 26, 27, 28, 29, 29, nearly 30 spaces. And if I add another one of these in the back, you've got over 30 picture spaces. So if I do 2 with the dots and 1 with the faux dots in the corner with the faux lines, plenty. Right, where's that gone again? I'm gonna add another 1-inch strip. So let's see what we've got for the 1 inch. I'll take some down a little bit. And I'm still getting that tree in. So we've got that way, and I think we'll have this way, just to have it a little bit opposite. Perfect. Give that a nice rub down, take all the air bubbles out. See if we've got another strip. We have got another strip. Let's see how wide this one is. 6 and 1/8. Perfect. So we do 4 and 3/8. That way we've still got a good depth there. Take this off. Don't throw any of my bits. Keep them. And these got the Christmas light. They're actually little leaves, but to me they look like fairy lights. So that is going to fit there. Beautiful. I mean, you could add decoration to every single layer, but you really are going to bulk out the cardstock. I mean, I'm going to say on that, I could get my little white gel pen. Here it is. And I can literally just write in the center 6 by 4, and on these this is going to be a 6 by 4, and I flick that over again, that's going to be a 6 by 4, and this is going to be a 5, and I'm going to do that on every single page. But first of all, I'm going to grab, let's see what paper we've got that we've not used. That's red paper, that's no good. I've got dark. I've got more Christmas trees. And I think if I add 1/16 off 1 inch, let's just do that one for now. And these are literally 4 and well, 4 1/4 now. Oh, we're gonna just be short. Let me cut one at 4 1/8 and another one at 4 1/8. And we're literally going to be a little bit short unless I cut them all. I've got to cut them small. I can't not do it. So I get 2 strips for each, not quite 1 inch. Perfect. So I'm going to go away and add my little 1 inch strips and then work out what we're going to. I'm going to keep the next page plainish again because we've got bulk on this side. We seriously got that beautiful strip down each one, so I'm going to need to cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 8 more of those strips. Pity this is too small, but keep it for something else. So I'm going to go away, girls. There is this page. I'm going to add some embellishments at a later stage. I may even, I should have added another magnet there to keep this established. Like I say, you could even tie it up with some ribbon. It's entirely up to you. We've got our beautiful little photo mats that are stuck in the back as well. I'm going to add them in the back. line them up. And then people just know. See how that bottom page is flipping out of space? I will think of something, even if I have to add an embellishment at the bottom and a magnet here and add an embellishment just to keep that in place. And maybe I should have added a magnet top and bottom to keep them closed. But do that. We'll come back on the next one. I'll show you all those little strips that are finished. And we'll start on page number 6. So thanks for watching. Till next time. Bye.